The Great Depression. The name itself evokes images of breadlines, dust storms, and shattered dreams. From 1929 to the late 1930s, the world faced its worst economic crisis. The United States, a beacon of prosperity, was hit hardest. Millions lost their jobs, homes, and hope. The Great Depression was a time of immense hardship, testing the fabric of society. The stock market crash of October 1929 signaled the start of this economic earthquake. Overvalued stocks plummeted, wiping out fortunes overnight. Panic selling gripped investors, further driving down prices. The crash exposed underlying weaknesses in the American economy like overproduction and income inequality. The crash triggered a domino effect. Banks, heavily invested in the stock market, began to fail. Depositors panicked, rushing to withdraw their savings, leading to more bank runs and closures. Credit dried up, businesses collapsed, and unemployment skyrocketed. By 1933, nearly 25% of Americans were jobless. The Great Depression had begun. The Great Depression was not caused by a single event but a confluence of factors. The stock market crash exposed these weaknesses, leading to a downward spiral. One key cause was overproduction. New technologies and mass production techniques led to a surplus of goods. However, wages stagnated, and many Americans could not afford to buy these goods. Another contributing factor was income inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor widened during the 1920s. A small percentage of Americans held a disproportionate amount of wealth, while a large segment struggled to make ends meet. This imbalance in purchasing power further reduced demand for goods. Easy credit and speculation fueled the economic bubble. Banks readily offered loans, encouraging people to borrow heavily for stocks and consumer goods. When the bubble burst, many were left with crippling debts. Additionally, the Federal Reserve's tight monetary policy intended to curb speculation backfired, making it harder for businesses to borrow and recover. The Great Depression was not confined to the United States. Its effects reverberated across the globe. International trade, already weakened by protectionist policies, plummeted. Countries dependent on American loans and investments suffered as credit dried up. The global economic downturn led to social unrest, political instability, and the rise of extremist ideologies like fascism and communism. Germany, burdened by war reparations, was hit particularly hard. Hyperinflation and unemployment fueled resentment and despair, creating fertile ground for Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party's rise to power. In other parts of Europe, democracies faltered as people sought radical solutions to the economic crisis. The Great Depression highlighted the interconnectedness of the global economy. It showed how economic shocks in one part of the world could rapidly spread to others, leading to a synchronized downturn. The crisis underscored the need for international cooperation and coordination to address economic challenges. Recovery from the Great Depression was a slow and arduous process. In the United States, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs provided relief, recovery, and reform. Public works projects created jobs, Social Security provided a safety net, and financial regulations aimed to prevent future crises. Monetary reforms, including abandoning the gold standard and devaluing the dollar, helped stimulate the economy. The government took a more active role in managing the economy, promoting investment, and regulating financial institutions. World War II, while tragic, also played a role in ending the Great Depression. The war effort created massive government spending and industrial production, leading to full employment. However, it was not until the post-war boom that the United States fully recovered from the Great Depression. The Great Depression taught us hard lessons about economic policies and government intervention. It highlighted the importance of social safety nets, financial regulation, and international cooperation. The crisis underscored the devastating consequences of economic inequality, unchecked speculation, and protectionist policies. The legacy of the Great Depression continues to shape economic thinking and policymaking today, reminding us of the importance of vigilance, preparedness, and social responsibility in ensuring economic stability and prosperity.